Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, Fearless Floyd. And today, remember when I told you way back when regarding Trump's Georgia RICO case, how Trump's co-defendants that have already pled out on a plea bargain agreement jumped the gun, should have waited, but didn't. And now I'm going to explain to you everything why, as I said, as soon as that case was filed, that case was going to go away, going to dissolve, or it's going to be overturned on appeal. So as we see, it's taken this real circuitous route. You know, it's in the Georgia legislature. It's in the House Judiciary Committee, the House Intel Committee. It's being investigated by multiple sources. Okay. Not just these charges against the defendants, but against the prosecution. Now, some of you watching this video have no idea of my legal background. I'm a multi-published pro se or pro per, which means I'm a self-litigator. I've never taken a bar exam. I've never been to law school. Don't have a 2-year college degree. Everything I know is self-taught. So I love to break down different aspects of jurisprudence. This particular one being RICO. Georgia has adopted the federal RICO statute almost word for word. I'm very familiar with Title 18 USC sections, actually, 1961 through 68, and that's the federal RICO statute. So I've done civil RICOs. I've never done a criminal RICO, but they're almost the same. So I've drafted RICOs as the plaintiff. So as in the same position as the state of Georgia, it currently finds itself in that particular litigation, state of Georgia versus John Trump et al. Golly, I couldn't get that out of my mouth. So let's dive right into all this. Let's see. This is the Wikipedia regarding I'll just go all the way up. Wow. There you go. Georgia election racketeering prosecution, state of Georgia versus Donald J. Trump et al. Et al. Would be the other defendants. Trump's, I believe, is 18 other co-defendants. So without going into all this bullshit, let's just get right down to who the defendants are. Okay. This is a list of them right here. It breaks it down, but we'll go here. This is who's already copped out. Scott Hall, Sidney Powell, Kenneth Cheesebro, and Jenna Ellis. And that's the end. Not the footnotes. Yep. And it looks like it's going to be another busy day on the phone. All right. So Cheesebro, Ellis, Hall, and Powell each later pleaded guilty. All the others are out on bond. This is Sidney Powell. It's an American attorney and former federal prosecutor. And she was one of the first ones to cop out to a plea bargain. Make sure that that was sharing because I can't tell. Jenna Ellis, also an attorney, did the same thing. She copped out. So let's go look at the actual order that was issued that disqualified Fannie Willis, as well as the Fulton County District Attorney's Office from prosecuting the Georgia versus Trump et al. Case. So this is, as you can see, I'm down here to the end. Judgment affirmed in part, reversed in part by Justice Markle or Judge. Concurs, Land J dissents. But basically, appellants contend that the trial court erred in denying their motions to dismiss the indictment. The state responds that appellants have failed to show that the trial court erred in finding that the appellants had not shown, and I'm quoting, that their due process rights have been violated or that the issues involved prejudice them in any way, close quote. And I'm going to say that's probably the standard of review. And that would be like not a two-pronged, two different ways that a dismissal of an indictment would be even looked at. So this is the case law that the court cites, and I'm quoting, dismissal of an indictment is an extreme sanction used only sparingly for unlawful government conduct. And this is State versus Lample. This is a Georgia Supreme Court case. So, for unlawful government conduct. Now, right here, as we conclude that the elected district attorney is wholly disqualified from this case, the assistant district attorneys, whose only power to prosecute a case is derived from the constitutional authority of the district attorney who appointed them, have no authority to proceed. Distinguish between absolute disqualification to the elected district attorney and the disqualification of the elected district attorney from serving as an advocate at trial because he was appearing as a witness. So, after carefully considering the trial court's finding in its order, we conclude that it erred. Okay, the trial court erred by failing to disqualify D.A. Willis and her office. The remedy crafted by the trial court to prevent an ongoing appearance of impropriety did nothing to address the appearance of impropriety that existed at times when D.A. Willis was exercising her broad pretrial discretion about who to prosecute and what charges to bring. While we recognize that an appearance of impropriety generally is not enough to support disqualification, this is the rare case in which disqualification is mandated, it's mandatory, and no other remedy will suffice to restore public confidence in the integrity of these proceedings. Okay, so this is what we have now. What happens now to this case? Where did I read that? This dissenting think this is it right here. Making sure I'm sharing. By Josh Kavinsky from December 19th. All right, let me read this to you. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis is, and for now, off the Trump election interference RICO case after the Georgia Court of Appeals ruled on Thursday that a conflict of interest disqualified her. Willis's office could still appeal the ruling to the Georgia Supreme Court. Per the order, the court denied a related attempt to dismiss the indictment against Trump and his 18 co-defendants. But the decision is the latest significant blow to Willis's sprawling RICO case against Trump, who will be inaugurated as president in 1 month, which is next month. Attorneys for Michael Roman moved to disqualify Willis in January with a simple allegation. Willis had an affair with a prosecutor on the Trump case. She had brought the attorney, Nathan Wade, in from outside practice to work on the case, and they had allegedly used funds from the case to take lavish trips together, generating a conflict of interest. Now, let me know where I'm at. I want to stop sharing for a minute because I had this epiphany last night. Why did Fannie Willis choose Nathan Wade? Of all people she could have selected, and I understand that was her boyfriend and, she wanted to hook a brother up, right? So I had this epiphany last night. Allegedly, what if Fannie Willis got a call from the White House? Hey, we need you to come and have a meeting because we want to talk to you about prosecuting Trump for various crimes. Well, see, Fannie and Nathan, they were already hooked up. Okay, they were already doing their dirty deals. So she takes her boyfriend with her on this trip to D.C. to the White House because, she want a high side. She want to show her man just how much power and authority he got. Well, they get there and they're in the meeting and they're like, who's that guy, Fannie? And she's like, oh, and she's got to think on her feet real quick. And instead of saying, that's my boyfriend, she inadvertently blurts out, oh, he's going to prosecute the case. He's never prosecuted RICO in his life. Now he's on the hot seat. So I'm thinking that's how Nathan Wade actually got appointed to prosecute the Trump case. It wasn't about, oh, he's my boyfriend, I'm going to hook him up to do this prosecution, or, let's go find the best person in the office. No, I think she was that ego got in the way again. Surprised her big fat ass didn't, allegedly. I said that. So, I think that's what happened. I think she got caught high-siding and got put out on Front Street and couldn't fade her own heat, and then just made something up and got held to it, and it did not work out. And guess what? Fulton County voted her back in. So do you think there's a little election fraud going on in Fulton County, Georgia? Again, allegedly? I wouldn't know because I don't live there. Anyway, let me get back over here to this article. The allegations were the subject of a dramatic multi-day hearing during which Willis tried to parry accusations about the affair with complaints of her own about the process, and attorneys for Roman at times struggled to get their witnesses to substantiate the evidence they said they had. The trial judge, Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee, rebuked Willis several times during the hearing. Afterwards, he wrote that there was an odor of mendacity around the story that she and Wade had offered at the hearing. McAfee gave Willis a choice. She could recuse from the case or Wade could leave. They took the latter option. Wade left, and giving them multiple interviews to national news media. The defendants appealed, and the Georgia Appeals Court ruled that McAfee made an error in the remedy he ordered after finding a significant appearance of impropriety. Instead, the appeals court said McAfee's remedy was improper and that a significant appearance of impropriety should lead to Willis's disqualification. The appeals judges pointed out that Willis's team did not appeal McAfee's finding of an appearance of impropriety. Whether evidence presented at the hearing supported the finding, the appeals court said was therefore not before it to review. And that's still not what I'm looking for. So did I read it? All right. So I don't know if that's showing, but here, let me, I'll basically tell you. I had it pulled up. I don't want to sit here and dig for it. So now, where does the case lie? Unless the Fulton County District Attorney's Office appeals to the Georgia Supreme Court, which I very seriously doubt they will. I think they want this just to go away. Fannie Willis may appeal it. Who knows? I know Nathan Wade did, and he's trying to get somewhere else. But the prosecution of Donald John Trump and his co-defendants now rests on the Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia. The executive director is the one who will make the decision. So, Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia. The Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia is a public and government association. Its purpose. The purpose of the council is to communicate about its activities and the work happening within the organization. Activities. The council collaborates with other organizations such as the University of Georgia to educate the community on issues like animal abuse. Training. The council also presents training sessions, including joint law enforcement and prosecutor impaired driving training, in cooperation with the Georgia Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Leadership. The executive director of the Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia is Peter J. Skandalakis. Hope I said that correctly, Peter, who plays a key role in the organization's activities and decision-making processes. So I was like, okay, never heard of this. So basically, who is Peter? So like I want to do, I went and did my homework. And this is what I found out, folks. I asked a question: what political party is former Coweta County, Georgia District Attorney Peter J. Skandalakis associated with? And here's their reply. Peter Skandalakis, party affiliation, based on provided search results. Peter J. Skandalakis, the former district attorney of Coweta County, Georgia, is a Republican. He announced his intention to seek the Republican nomination for district attorney of the Coweta Judicial Circuit in 2016, and he has been serving as a Republican district attorney since 1991, winning a contested race in 1992 and running unopposed since then. Additionally, he has held various leadership positions within the Georgia Republican Party, including serving as chairman of the board of directors of the Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia and being appointed by the governor to the Georgia Board of Public Safety. And this is a different person, but there you go. There's Peter's information. You can click on any one of those to check him out. This is where I just went and opened up all the information and found out who he was and what he's all about. You're more than welcome to go read all of this if you'd like. But the point being is that now the ball is in the court of a longtime Republican, a very, I would say, apparently law and order man who's going to see through this R.I.C.O bullshit, this lawfare, and he's going to dismiss the indictments, in my opinion. Just want to share that with you guys and let you know where the Trump train's headed, where it's going to stop, where it's not going to stop, who's getting on board, who's getting off. We cannot stop. We have to look forward to 2028 and most definitely 2026, the midterm elections. You should be scouting now for candidates to primary, is what they're calling this, primary the rhinos. And we have a lot of them here in Texas that need to go, that are still up on the main stage, bumping their gums with their political rhetoric, lying through their teeth. God should strike them down in their shoes for opening their mouth and espousing the bullshit that they espouse. But it is what it is. And it's only up to us. We are, okay? We are the White Hats, folks. Even though mine's black. There you have it. That's what's going on in the Trump world. As you know, I've got some stuff coming up. 12 Days of Christmas. 12 Days of Christmas. 12 Days of Christmas. So don't forget and be sure to check it out. I will have 12 different specials beginning Christmas. So hang out for that. Look for some smashing deals. I'll probably just do one deal a day, take it off the boards. So be looking for special deals on Ann's book, on this old thing right here. It's all packaged, sealed, signed, sealed, delivered, ready to drop in the mailbox and get to your door. If you have not yet, please go and of course, if you know somebody that has some immune issues, might want to go check this. And as always, stay tuned every Tuesday and Thursday for next couple weeks. Noel Benoist, the pedagogy of Noel. We're documenting the story, the life of Noel Benoist. Not familiar with who he is? Go check him out. He's former NSA whistleblower. Former Man in Black, part of Majestic 12. Check him out. And be sure to